Okay, Michelle, we're getting ready for Trinity's first live Facebook.
Welcome.
So we're going to get it going. We're going to let it stay on a little bit so people can see us, that we want to talk to the people tonight. So let's give it a couple minutes while people log in so they can chat with us tonight.
Yes, please, please share the link. Tell your friends. Tell everybody you know what we can do and how we can help them. Our topic
is credit and buying a house, how that plays a factor into buying
how
a house.
important credit is in buying a house.
Yes, how important it is.
Absolutely.
So I can't wait to talk to some people tonight about this. So we're going to get it all pulled up on our end as well. So,
Wonderful.
So there we are. We're waiting on a couple people to join us. Oh, we have a friend already. If you're joining us, please give us your name, say hi, say hello, so that way we know who's here with us. And if you have a question, please put your questions in the comments so that way we can know.
We encourage your questions,
Yes.
actually.
Matter of fact, tonight we're using questions that some people already gave us because they knew that we were going to be talking about this and they are already interested in this topic.
Wonderful.
So this is going to be great tonight.
Absolutely. Well, I'm super excited you come to join us. Remember, share your friends. Tell people about us. We want to get it out there. We really are taking a leap of faith and coming to meet you live so we can share the wealth of knowledge and information we have on a daily basis that a lot of people don't even know.
Right. That's right. They keep things a secret because they don't want people to know it, and so they get high interest rates and they don't even know
right.
So
a lot of lenders don't even tell you what you should know about credit. What are the secrets they're holding?
I know. So that's going to be great. So I'm glad we're doing this to help people out.
Yes.
So I see we have some people watching, and it's 7:01, and so we're going to honor people's time. We told them to meet us here at 7, so we can get started. If you join us later, share this for people that may not be able to make it tonight, so they can watch it and they can send us questions, because we will go back and look at it even after tonight to see what questions people have, what people are saying, because we want this to be something to help people, because people need to be able to experience financial freedom. So, Cheryl, before we get started, because we know people now know we're going to be doing this as often as we can so that people can get these nuggets about credit to help them get to financial freedom. But before we get there with the questions, why don't you tell the people why you started Trinity and what Trinity does, so then they can understand, and then we'll go into some of the questions.
Great question. Really, Trinity was God-given birth. Reality is my background, and those of you that know me, I worked in the telephone industry. I was making six figures, $200,000 plus a year, working for the major phone companies, building networks, selling phone systems, adding data lines and fiber optic cabling. But the problem is, I would get to the closing table and have a $200,000 phone system that I couldn't get financed.
Wow.
Because business owners' credit was in shambles.
Oh, wow.
So they were opening up a business and were opening up call centers or casinos. Or Las Vegas. I built a lot of those casinos because back then, in 2003 and 4, they started to work with what they call ISDN lines. So back then, it was very new. We didn't have the networks and the T1s we have today. So opening those credit lines, we would get to the closing table and credit would go to shambles.
Wow.
And I couldn't sell them. My commissions was based on that. So I started fixing people's credit for free. And as the word started, I started getting phone calls across America saying, hey, you fix so-and-so's credit. He's my uncle. He told me to call you. And I'd say, are you opening a business? What do you do? Do you need a phone system? And they would say, no, lady, I just want you to fix my credit.
Right.
So I really just started to push those customers away and said, well, that's not what I do. Our focus is this. But really, I started to believe, and God started to really speak to me about Proverbs 22, verse 1, that says a good name is more desirable than great riches, to be esteemed better than silver and gold, because I always thought I would work in a church or a ministry. But the Lord brought me in the business community, that he wanted his name to go out there and people's lives to be changed. Because when you fix people's credit, you heal their homes. When people buy a house, memories are created with the children. So you're restoring people's lives and are saving them thousands of dollars they're spending right now because they have bad credit scores.
Wow.
So that's the reason Trinity was birthed, to help you buy a home, buy a car, get out of debt, stop getting the buy here, pay here stuff, and get a real car.
That's
0%
awesome.
interest.
That's right. All right, so good. Thank you for telling us about what Trinity does. So, like I said, we had some people that we told we were going to do this, and they was like, well, I have a question already. I said, okay, so watch tonight. I'll make sure Michelle gets your questions. So I think I have about 5 or 6 people that gave us their questions.
Absolutely.
And we're going to go through their questions for our first Facebook
and
live
log
post.
in, share your questions. I see we already got friends logged into us, so we want to definitely acknowledge those that have chatted with us and telling us they're here. I see Frank is here. Frosini's logged in.
Yes.
So definitely keep logging in. Tell others about us and share us. What are the questions?
So here's our first question. Someone wanted to know, when is the perfect time to focus on getting your credit right to buy a house?
To buy a home, you should be starting to fix your credit 3 to 6 months in advance.
Okay.
It depends on really what's on your credit. Because a lot of times, lenders aren't going to tell you when they're promoting, buying the house. They want to see the negative that's on the credit report.
Okay.
But did you know that 74 to 80% of what's on a credit report is inaccurate?
No, didn't know that.
It's wrong.
Wow.
And a lot of us are suffering from inaccurate information on our credit report or wrong information on our credit report when they didn't know, because America's mindset is, I got a collection, whether or not I owe it or not, I should just pay it and walk away.
Right.
But did you know that actually hurts your credit?
Wow.
So fixing your credit 3 to 6 months in advance. Of course, we do everything the 30 to 90-day turnarounds, no longer than 6 months on the hard cases.
Okay.
But our job is to get you cleaned up, in and out the door, so you can get on with your life. And of course, lowering your interest rate,
Right.
buy the home, and what you need to do to save money.
Awesome. So 3 to 6 months out, they should
Donna
start.
just joined us, by the way.
Hi, Donna. How are you?
Yes.
Okay, so 3 to 6 months out, they should be looking at their credit to see what they need to do to buy their house.
Right. And sometimes they're already coming to us and they're in the home buying process.
Okay.
So don't be afraid if you're already put a contract on a home because your realtor or your mortgage broker, told you the pre-approval or put a to be determined contract down.
Okay.
Contact us, because listen, 30 days from now, let's say you're to 600.
Okay.
If you got to a 620 or 640, what a difference in interest rate that would actually save you over a 30-year time frame. So the higher your credit score is, the less money you're going to spend and the better terms of your loan condition you're going to get.
Right. And so what I heard you also heard you say is they need to do it so far out because there may be things on there that they didn't know are there that may hurt them. So don't wait to the last minute.
Right.
You want to do 3 to 6 months out.
Right.
So that way you can get your credit ready before you get there. So
that way because a lot of times there's things on the credit report that even though the lenders can forgive, like a lot of times if you're going FHA, the different types of loans, we'll get into that through our process here. But FHA, conventional, VA loans have different loan qualifications that you have. But like with FHA, sometimes the FHA, you can forgive a certain amount of medical debts. Okay. So just because your lender can forgive the medical collections on your credit report, they're still score driven. Okay. So putting those collections off of your credit report without you having to pay them, deleting them within 30 to 45 days.
Right.
When that credit score if that medical bill took 40 points from your credit, the minute you delete that medical collection, which by the way should not be there
in the first place.
Right, because it's a violation of the HIPAA Privacy Act.
Okay.
So without a release of waiver, that's a secret right there for you, America.
Okay, America, get these secrets from Ms. Cheryl while you can.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So right away, that shouldn't even be on your credit report. But a lot of times, America doesn't know that. Okay. And the hospitals and the collection agencies run away with it. Okay. So delete that off your credit report. If it took 40 points, it'll give you the points back that it took.
Awesome. So 3 to 6 months out, guys, you should be looking at your credit report before you get ready to buy a house. All right, so I have another question from another one of our friends.
Oh, good. Keep logging in. We're here for you live.
So the question is, how does credit play into buying a house? And I know you hit on it a little bit when you talked about how far out they need to start, but let's focus in on just versus the time frame, but how does credit play into buying a house? So let's know.
Credit plays buying into a house because when a lender pulls your credit report, they're wanting to see a clear picture of who you are as a consumer. We'll touch on the subject about how credit scores are going to change here shortly, and people don't know about it.
Wow.
So we're going to give you inside secrets, but ahead tips of what's coming in the future. Okay. But how credit plays into buying a house is the lenders want to see a clear picture of how you look on paper.
Excellent.
A lot of times that clear picture is really not a representation of you.
That's right.
In fact, today, CNBC just posted in September of 2017 that the percentage of what the lenders are putting on the credit report. Did you know what Equifax breached this past year? That over 1 billion people's consumers' credit report was already in risk?
Oh, wow.
So if that was the case
Mm-hmm.
of what's happening, what have you inherited? You have a very common name. So when your name is common, you've inherited other people's bad history, and the credit bureaus don't have to be accountable for it.
Wow.
Until you make them accountable.
That's
So
right.
that's where Trinity steps in to help you as consumers get your credit report fixed, get the negatives deleted off the credit report, save you the money that you would have paid to do it, to buy the home.
Awesome. All right, so now we got 3.
Oh, we just got a new friend.
We got some new friends in. So 3 to 6 months out, we want to be looking at the credit.
Thank you, Alondra, for logging in.
Hi, Alondra. How are you? 3 to 6 months, you want to be looking at your credit report before you buy the house.
Yes.
And now the credit plays a part in your APR, and you want to make sure that everything is right before you get there.
Right.
So that's how it plays a part. So we got 2 questions now.
Okay.
We have a couple more
And
questions.
let me tell you this, DJ.
Okay.
The cleaner your credit is on paper to the lender,
Okay.
the less thing you have to explain away. Did you know that in underwriting is such a heckful process sometimes, but the more better you look good on paper, that's probably not even a word. The better you look on paper. You're getting the real raw Cheryl here. The better you look on paper, the less you have to explain.
Okay. That sounds good. Awesome.
Cassie just logged in. Welcome, Cassie. And remember, give us the tips that you need. Any credit questions that you got coming across, let us know so we can answer those.
Awesome. All right, so you ready for a third question?
I'm ready.
You ready? All right, so another question a person has is, what scores or score are lenders looking for in order to let you buy a house?
Well, here's the key. Some lenders will go as low as 580.
Okay.
But the reality of those $620.
Okay.
Did you know that Trinity could actually get your scores up in less than 2 weeks by adding seasoned trade lines?
Wow.
So there's a lot of things we can do once we see your credit report to get your scores where they need to be to buy a house.
Okay.
Some of you just have negative debt, but you've never opened credit. You walked away from your credit.
Okay.
So that's just a combination of what we need to do to get the scores up.
All right, so I heard 580 is a low.
Is a low.
But it won't be the best APR.
No. The
Okay.
best one is going to be 680 to 720.
Okay.
That's your best credit score.
Okay, so if I want to buy a house and I want to get a good APR so I can buy more of a house,
Right.
so I don't have to pay as much interest.
Right. So you can stay in the house forever and still buy a new car.
Okay. We like a new car with a new house. So
Right.
park a new car in a new garage.
Right.
Okay, so 580 is the low.
Right.
But if I can, I want to get it to 680 to 720.
Right.
Okay.
And Donna just asked a quick question. What does it take to build credit? You know,
Okay.
the key with building credit is typically the easiest way is 2 ways.
Okay.
You can build credit the hard way, which I say, where you can basically go to the bank and get a
I think
secure
we want the
credit
easy
card.
way.
Easy way.
Okay, let's go for the easy way.
Easy way to build credit is this. If you have a mom or a dad
Okay.
that has a Discover card they've had for 20 years and they don't spend on it. So let's say they have a Discover card they have for $15,000 and they spend less than $1,500 a month on that card.
Okay.
So the APR on that card is very low.
Okay.
If they add you to that card, did you know that you could inherit that 20 years credit history as well as the credit limit?
Wow.
You don't get to use the card.
So
You can't spend it.
Don't spend on it.
No.
Just ride on it.
But the reality is an authorized user is not a legal process.
Okay.
The credit bureaus don't want you to know that because the minute it hits your credit report, your scores skyrocket.
So they want you to get a credit card as well.
Right. So
So
if you
you-
don't have that relationship, Trinity does.
Awesome.
Call us for your trade lines. Maybe some of you already have your credit fixed, but you've been knocking your head against the wall of trying to build credit.
Okay.
Nobody, and here's the key. Banks are in competition with each other.
Okay.
So when you go to apply for a Home Depot credit card, the first thing that's going to happen is the computer's going to pull your credit and ask who else is giving you credit.
Okay.
And if they don't see competition on paper, a lot of times they're going to deny you. So denials are very popular unless you put competition on paper.
Got it.
Banks are in competition with one another. Everybody wants to give you money, but nobody wants to be the first guy on board.
Gotcha. So now we have in review, because people are joining us in and out. So from our first question, they need to be looking at their credit 3 months to 6 months out before they want to buy a house.
Right.
To see what's on there, because something could be on there that shouldn't be there.
Right.
Okay. And then now We want to understand that credit plays into buying a house on what your APR is going to be, how much you're going to pay for the house.
Right.
And now we know that our credit scores, we want to be 680 or higher to get a good APR.
Right.
But if I'm not that high and I just really need to buy 580, it'll let me in, but I'm going to pay a whole bunch for that because of the APR. Okay.
Okay. William Wright had a good question about how much our cost is.
Oh, so you want to go into that, or you want to go to another frame? Want to do that one first?
Well, I'm just answering questions as they're coming in because you know what? That's probably in the back of your mind with the fanciness of the video or whatever. I hope
so let's go ahead and ask William's question. Answer William's question, and then we can go back to one of our friends that said early. Okay, so let's see. We have William Wright here. He says, "How much is it to repair your credit?" So, what can someone come to Trinity to start getting their credit repaired for? How much?
As little as $185 down. That's the retainer.
Okay.
Because the first thing we're going to do, William, is not throw cost at you, but evaluate, can we help you?
Okay.
A lot of credit repair companies out there just take your money with no promise of return.
Okay.
We don't. We're a fixed cost, William. So that was a great question. So what we'd like to do, our costs range anywhere from $400 to $800. That's a fixed cost.
Okay.
Without you having to pay or settle the debts.
Okay.
So that's what you want. Am I getting a guarantee or a warranty of my deletions?
Okay.
Because you can pay $99 a month to one of the biggest competitors out there.
Right.
We won't say names.
We won't say names. Okay.
But they'll keep you in the program for 12 months, and before you know it, you already paid $1,200.
Wow.
They deleted 3 things.
Wow.
So that's the key: is what are you getting for your money?
That's right.
What's your investment cost?
Right. And I hear we have a refund policy.
We do.
So then we guarantee our work.
Do you know when we started Trinity, the Lord really impressed upon me to stand behind what we do. And when we stand behind what we do, are we going to make everybody happy?
No.
No, we're not. But we do the best job at making sure we set the proper expectation. So when you come to Trinity, we want to make sure we set the proper expectation. Okay. Education is key. A lot of times you're going to get an outline of what exactly we can achieve. So you know the expectation of what's going to be received. And what you'll love about us is the results come back to the consumer.
That's right.
The results come back to you in the mail. So you never have to question what has happened with my credit.
That's true. So William, I see one of our associates is in there with you, Francine Smith, and she's saying, "Hi, William," and she's giving you the phone number. So give us a chance. You don't have to give us anything just to talk to us. You can call us and talk to us. There's the number, and ask for Miss Smith because she's trying to say hello to you in the comment section.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
So, all right. So next question from one of our friends, because they knew we were going to do this. And their question was, how should I go about handling negative items on my credit report?
Let us handle it for you, number one. Let us take care of it for you. But if you're trying to do it yourself, be very careful.
Okay.
One of the tricks the credit bureaus want to do is trick a consumer into a statement.
Okay. They
want you to tell them that you were laid off of work. They want you to tell them that the insurance should have covered the medical bill. Because when you do that as a consumer and you give them the 100-word statements they ask for, instead of using the Fair Credit Reporting Act or the Fair Debt Collections Act, when you tell them a consumer statement, that statement overrides any law or statute they've broken. Remember, the credit bureaus are not government-run agencies. Okay. Most consumers think the credit bureaus are ran by Donald Trump.
The government.
Yeah.
But they're not.
No.
Okay.
They're for-profit businesses just like McDonald's and Walmart. They only get paid to share your information, to sell your information, and to post negative information about you. So let us help you.
Let us help.
Let us help you because we can set a realistic time frame of why it needs to come off the report and when.
Awesome.
Yes.
Cool.
Cool.
And I see William and Francine are making a connection here. So that's what we want. We want to help people. And you heard her say it's not about trying to get your money because they only want a deposit, a retainer to get you started. And remember, it's refundable if we can't help you.
Right.
Okay. So I have one more question.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
this is fun.
This is fun. You having a good time? So you like your first one?
I'm learning.
You're learning. Okay.
So this is my second one.
Oh, that's right. We did it with Miss Cassie.
Yes.
And I think Miss Cassie is in the group tonight. So hi, Cassie.
Cassie got me inspired.
Okay.
Yes.
High five for Cassie. All right. So
Cassie's with Second Chance.
So Cassie, next time you might want to join us.
She's a partner with us.
Awesome, Miss Cassie. Cassie, I know you're here to say hi. So last question that came in from our friends that heard we're going to do this. And so his question was this. He said, I hear what you're saying. He said, I know I could do it on my own. He said, but I don't have time to do it on my own.
Right.
Because all the follow-up and knowing what to say and not say, he says, I don't mind paying somebody to do it. So his question was, how can I get Trinity to help me get into a position to buy a home? So what does that look like? So why would I pay Trinity to do it for me?
Professionalism, number one. A lot of times the credit bureaus are ran, they have scan machines.
Okay.
So when you go through Credit Karma or you go on through an online database to dispute your own credit, do you know that temporarily a lot of times the credit bureaus will delete the information but never put it in writing?
Okay.
Because here's the key. Trinity makes sure, number one, that what we delete is permanent.
Okay.
Because we make the credit bureaus put in writing back on their letterhead that the item's been deleted by the name and the account number.
Okay.
The number one myth in America is that I paid a credit repair company to delete my Sprint bill.
Okay.
And the credit bureaus took it off with no proof it was deleted.
Okay.
And it re-aged and came back on my account.
Wow.
Because you did an online dispute.
Okay.
So everything we do is in writing. Number one is we make sure we have their local addresses. We timestamp the credit.
Okay.
Because the credit bureaus are held to time frames.
That's right.
So a lot of times when you do things on your own, they know the difference between an attorney and a consumer.
Okay.
So there's no threat with the consumer.
Right.
So with us, there's a liability and the risk because the credit bureaus know you didn't know the Privacy Act.
Right.
You didn't know that one secret alone.
Wow.
So allow us to help you. Come to us, get the consultation. It'll cost you $35 for a credit report if you don't have one.
Okay.
You need that report, by the way. We don't want to take an online report. We want to take a real blueprint of where you're at today versus what you're doing. And we do a plan development of just $35.
And so what's the importance of the blueprint of the real credit report versus credit monitoring?
Credit monitoring, again, is a third party.
Okay.
Even if you're going to Equifax.com, those are soft pulls.
Okay.
So sometimes the data could be older than it really is.
Okay.
Anytime you get a real credit report, it's going to cost you an inquiry, but it's going to be exactly what your Beacon or FICO scores are doing.
Okay.
It's going to be exactly a real snapshot of what actually is taking place on your credit report.
Awesome.
So you can clean it up right.
Got it.
And that way you can hold us accountable as well.
That's right.
Yes.
So I like the fact that we're accountable.
Absolutely.
So that was my 6 questions I had from people that knew we were going on, but I've been looking through the comments and I see a couple of questions came through.
Good.
Do you feel like answering a couple more questions?
Yes, I'm having the best time.
All right. So here's a question. One of our friends wants to know, can you work with bankruptcies?
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us.
Bankruptcies, public records, judgments, tax liens, all public records have a certain verification they're actually supposed to go through.
Okay.
So bankruptcies, the first thing would identify, is it a Chapter 7 or Chapter 13?
Okay.
So bankruptcies, give us a call because there's a lot of loopholes at how we can get it off. Bankruptcies, a lot of times, the credit bureaus are not calling your clerk of the courts to validate the bankruptcy. They're actually going through what's called LexisNexis.
Okay.
That's a third-party resource that they're actually using to verify a public record, when the reality is the accountability factors are supposed to be calling the direct creditor himself.
Okay.
So they're supposed to be calling the actual clerk of the courts. But have you ever tried to call your clerk of the courts? Nightmare.
Oh, wow.
You're not getting on the phone.
Okay.
You're call number 8 and you're on the phone for 2 hours.
Awesome.
So the credit bureaus don't have that time to wait.
That's awesome that you know all of that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I have some more questions. You want to keep going?
Absolutely.
All right. So someone wants
Are you guys liking this? Let us know.
see it. So I see a couple comments of people saying that they're liking it, and they're glad we're talking about this.
Good.
And I heard someone say thanks for the advice. So next question is, can you work with student loans?
Student loans, yes.
Okay.
But student loans, are very tricky.
Yes, they are. So I'll help her with answer that one. So yes, we can help you with student loans. There's a difference is if your loan is in forbearance versus being deferred. And when we look at it, we can discuss how we can help you depending on what status your student loan is in, and making sure that when we say we can help, that we actually can. So that's the difference again in us and some other companies.
Is your student have late payments?
Right.
Are they current? Are they in collections?
Right.
So that's again going to come from the credit report, because again, we don't want to guess.
Right.
We want to be exact, because student loans stay with the original creditor.
Right.
Student loans don't sell the debt to Midland Funding.
Right.
So if it's real government loan, those can be tricky,
Yes.
but there also can be help.
And again, that's the difference in us and other companies is we take the down payment just to do what we need to do as far as the credit report, which is $35. and it's a retainer. And you know, with a retainer, it's refundable if the services are not provided. And that's when we tell you, well, we can't provide that service based on what we reviewed once we got the credit report. And we do give you your money back. So again, we're accountable, and that's why we're here for you. So let me see. I see someone wants to know cost again. They probably they joined us late. So can you just go over cost real quick again?
Cost is real easy, just $185 down.
Okay.
First, we want to assess exactly how we can help you first. So it's $35 for the credit report, because again, there's on our credit reports are going to have remark sections that's going to give us coding.
Okay.
You know, a lot of what's on the credit report is hidden, where the deletion is in coding. Is it coded as a collection? Is it coded as an installment? So our reports are going to tell us exactly what the creditor's saying about you. Where if you look at Credit Karma or you look online, they don't give you that information. So you're already spinning your circles, because the credit bureaus aren't going to tell you the ammunition they're holding.
Got it.
So yes, give us a call. $185 down. We're ready to serve you. $35 for your credit report, and the $150 for the assessment, which we keep $35 out of plan development. So it's $70, but you get a professional
review.
Yes.
Versus the credit monitoring review that's generic. Is this review going to be about you and about your exact position? And
you can put the $115 back towards the pricing. Our pricing range for $400 to $800. But again, that's without you having to settle debts. That's without you having to pay collections. So save your money in that. Your lender's going to need that for you to put towards your down payment or your appraisal, your realtor.
And again, it's a retainer. So got it. All right, so I see some of the questions we're repeating because people are joining us late, so we did answer those. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this session tonight, and we're going to come back again. Our goal is to get up weekly, giving nuggets out about credit.
This was fun.
This was fun because if you go to our page and you review our page, we'll see that our goal is for people to experience financial freedom now and not later. Live your best life now. And versus later. Don't wait to retirement to enjoy life. Enjoy life now. And when you have the credit to do it, you can do it. So you want to start a business. If you want to buy a boat, a yacht, if you want to go on vacation,
dream big. But it starts with your credit.
It does.
I mean, you can dream all day long and have a dream poster, but you got to quit delaying on fixing your credit.
That's right. So guys, again, check us out, www.trinityenterprisesllc.com.
The easier one is creditrepairlady.com.
That's true. Creditrepairlady.com is easy to remember.
Easy to remember. It goes right to our main website.
Yes. Hit us up. Remember, the phone number is 407-831-2525. And Fristini, thank you for joining us tonight. And she's picked up a couple of friends in here that she's going to follow up with.
And Donna,
I've been watching the comments.
John, Denzel.
Yes. So awesome, guys. And one time we're going to have Miss Cassie do it with us again. So,
I love her.
So we can,
she's so animated.
Let them tell. Yes, she is. So we can tell her. She can tell the people about what she does.
Absolutely.
Because she partners with us.
We work in partner.
Yes.
Cassidy does business funding.
Yes.
If you're wanting to do a business and you're trying to open a business, call us. We'll connect you with her. But we got to make sure you got your personal credit clean.
And we cover anywhere, right? Just Florida
all
or anywhere?
Over the United States.
Oh, yeah, I know the answer to that question. I just like bothering Miss Cheryl because she's like, we're everywhere.
Yes.
We cover everything.
Absolutely.
Haven't gone out the country yet.
No.
Yes, in America.
No, only in America.
Okay. So, but we will get there. We'll expand. We'll do something.
Absolutely.
Okay. So join us again. We hope to be here again next Monday at 7 o'clock.
At 7 o'clock.
Hope you enjoyed it.
We don't want to run out of subjects, so make sure you ding us, let us know, give us comments. We pay attention to them. Thank you so much for tuning in.
And if you want to make sure we get your questions or you have a topic you want us to talk about concerning credit, because credit is everywhere, your business, your home, your car, your boat, just everything.
Everything.
Getting your
health.
Car insurance now, they pull your credit report.
Absolutely.
The better your credit score is.
To open a bank account, you pull your credit.
So send us those questions. If you don't get a chance to post it here, or if you talk to a friend, you tell them about us, and they don't have a chance to go to the Facebook Live to put the question there, email us.
Yes.
So let's see. So which email address should we use? Should you want to?
Well, they're logged in, so have them go ahead to the TEP marketing one, because that was easy. Our email addresses are long. You know, we opened 14 years ago.
Right.
It was popular. Put your whole business name and your email address.
Yes.
But we should probably shorten that. But of course, now we're so search optimization.
So so the Trinity social media is T as in Tom, E as in Edward, P as in Paul, marketing 03, cheryl.ms@gmail.com. You can use that email address,
Yes.
and we will get your questions as well.
Or call me. Listen, I'm a phone person. Call me. Call me on the phone. We always answer the phone.
Yes, Miss Cheryl will answer the phone for anybody, anytime.
Anytime.
I don't think you sleep.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna work on that too.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you guys. We will check you out next week.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Tish. Have a good night.